Welcome back, K24 this morning, Relationship Thursdays. It is. What are some of the questions you need to ask before you say, I do? Yeah, we've had a gentleman who has told us that he met a chick in 3 months, he married her, and yet they met online. Stories nasikia hapa hivi zinanishtua. But there's someone who said, there's a lady I think who said that she had lied about some property. Now, should she reveal this situation to the husband and tell her, babe, let me just tell you, unakumbuka nikwambia kina madhali kuangana shamba? Ilikuwa uongo. Dr. Julius, tuambie, aseme ama tu alenge story.
Unajua, there are things,
Yeah.
Probably in life you find nobody has never lied. But this one about the asset, you become the precious asset to your guy.
Yeah.
Akuonewe tu ndio asset. Because also, kama ujamana kuwa because of the asset that you've mentioned about, that's also something wrong because he's after your parents' asset and maybe they might live forever.
Yeah.
And upatile asset haiko. So the thing is, cross bridges when the time comes. If he ever asks the question, because he may never ask.
Yeah.
If he asks the questions, then you can tell him,
Yeah.
ile story yenyewe, I had lied to you.
Yeah.
But now since he's not asking, forget about it because there are some things that you can carry so much, they bother you.
True.
But for now, because nothing is being asked, you concentrate on building your relationship and being a truthful lady. Don't lie anymore about any assets or properties or about you.
True story.
Speak the truth.
Yeah.
And it will set you free, but not free as you are saying at the
Yeah,
beginning.
you know, there's some things you might reveal and then you are set free, like little number you go miss kutaki. Dr. Jane, kuna ule madam amesema, baby mama amerudi kwa maisha ya boyfriend yake, alafu boyfriend yake akamwambia, give me time to sort this out. As a woman, if you are in this lady's shoes, what would you do?
Kajaga nje. Say goodbye. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Kanyaga.
And
Kubwa.
don't be like Lot's wife. When you begin to step, do not look back to that. Because these two have already made a family. This is already a family.
Yeah.
A man, a wife, and a child.
Yes.
So I would like to say you just move on and tell God thank you, it happened early enough. However, Mbuvi, I have a question for you. Let me just change roles.
Please do.
Should a woman ask a man about their salary and pay slip?
Yeah, I have no problem you asking me about my money because I do not want you to have expectations that I cannot fulfill. For instance, sitaki uanze kuniambia nikubaia kiatu ya 10,000 na yet mshahara yangu ni 20k. It won't make sense. Yeah. Let's take a call. Who Nathan? A caller from Isinya. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very fine, sir. What is your question or comment?
My name is Joseph.
Yes, Joseph.
I'm calling from Isinya.
Okay.
And I agree with the fact that nowadays young men are rushing to marry.
Okay.
Within a short time.
Yes.
Because I am a victim. I waited, and by the time I realized that it is too late,
yes,
I asked to anyone who was willing also to get married.
Wow, okay.
There are questions that I did not ask. We did not get to understand each other.
Okay.
Or to get to know each other very well.
All right.
When we settled down, we started now fighting too early because there are things I could see that she's doing and I was not happy with them.
Yes.
And also there were things that I was doing and she was not happy.
Okay.
Like, for example, I'm a businessman now.
Yes.
I could have wanted her also to join me in business.
Right.
But I realized even when I want to maybe to go and fetch some items and I want to leave her behind and watch over the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was not happy. She could tell me, why don't you close it? I look after the child because we had one child.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, now we fought so many things we fought and we decided to part.
Yeah.
And now she's gone. I'm now there again back to the market.
Okay, Paul Sana Joseph.
But now, do you see now we have suffered? Now, because we did not take time to get to know each other. So I agree with that point. There are questions that we need to ask each other.
Okay, thank you very much, Joseph, for that. We also have another caller from Busia. Hello? I may drop. Caller from Busia, call us again. But Joseph has said, Pasi, that he's now single because of misunderstandings. Yeah, so what do you have to say about this gentleman?
You see, those are some of the things. You know, in fact, most people know what they have questions in them. but they're afraid to ask because when you're dating, you don't want to unsettle things.
True.
You're too excited. You want to for somebody to be happy. You never want to disagree. But I wish you could ask these questions before you go on, because they will also reveal the nature of a person. If somebody is getting so annoyed about how much they earn, if you ask them about their education, they're getting annoyed.
Yeah.
That means you're already getting a revelation of the kind of character they have if you ask them questions in marriage.
Okay.
So it is important to the things that we've mentioned about the education level, even religion, because there are people who will not tell you anything.
Yeah.
They will just say, I'm this and that, but you need to know what do they believe about God.
Okay.
Because that can bring a major, major difference. So apart from just dating, ya kunywa kahawa, mnajibamba, you go out and have a lunch, there are times you need to sit down and say, let us answer these questions. You can even put a paper down.
Yeah.
And you say, you answer this for me. If you can't tell me directly, write down your answers.
Okay.
Then go review them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the questions that remain unanswered in you before marriage, you'll still want them answered in marriage.
Okay.
And if they are answered in the wrong way, then that could bring a marriage to an end.
There's I think it was a gentleman who texted us, and he said that he has noticed that his wife is using dating apps. Alafu anasema tu, babe, hii tu ni mchezo ya kupass tu time. And then she's also, I don't know if it's the same lady, but she's also asking for money from other men. Why would my wife ask for money from my friends or even strangers? Surely.
Really, I think also the man needs to man up. Sorry to say this. He needs to own the home. He's the head of the home. And so he needs to put his life together. When the wife is asking for money from outside, and it looks like it's not comfortable with him, one day she'll need to repay for that money. Because there's nothing for free, really. And he says there's somebody, she chats throughout the night, and he's okay. Why?
See, maybe he's, as in, aren't you supposed or allowed to have friends, Dr. Jane?
Hi.
Okay, assuming. You see his reaction.
Daktari.
You see his reaction.
Boss kuna masaa.
Kuna masaa za ubesti.
Every day at night.
Hata my friends wawezi kuja visit midnight. Kuna time ile utawaambia endeni. So somebody who is calling your wife or your husband past midnight, even if it's a lady, that is crossing boundaries. And I think maybe Dr. Jane can feel that.
Yeah, it is true. So I want to say this man has to be strong enough and say no. And also realize if they're not, are they married or are they just dating?
Come on, pamoja, that's more
or
or less
they
marriage.
kind of like, My concern is how far this relationship will go. Because it looks like the lady is not yet settled with this man.
But, I mean, see maybe wife anaona enye habi anado. Honestly. Ana struggle na ka 10K.
Wake up and work.
Let's
and
take a call.
Fix yourself with that 10K.
Let's take a call first of all. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Diana.
Hi.
What is your question or comment?
My question for me is
Diana?
Yes.
Do me a favor, reduce volume ya TV yako tafadhali. Umereduce?
Okay.
Just yeke tu mute, Aya, ongea sasa na kusikia.
Diana from Kisumu.
Yes.
My question is,
I've
been into several.
You have been what?
I've been into several relationships.
Okay, you've been in several relationships,
But now, you get some guys of a few years and have take for granted. So,
okay.
Sasa, nafika time kwamba I want to go home, I want to see your parents.
Okay.
Hapo.
Aya, Diana, I can hear you saying that some guys are taking you for granted. Okay, so you want to know how to deal with them?
Yes, and also I give up the relationship very
Sawa. Okay, thank you, Diana. Thank you. Okay, we're checking WhatsApp as well before we answer Diana. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Hi, good morning, Buvi. I'm David. Great show you are having. My experience was different. I met my fiance in April 2019, had traditional wedding on September of 2019, and got married in March of 2020. Within 1 year, by God's grace, the premarital counseling helped us a lot. And the most interesting part is that I am from Kawangware, and my fiance is from Kileleshwa. Where? It was not easy, and when she is a master's graduate and I'm a college graduate, and not only that, she's from West Africa and Kenyan Msapere, different cultures. Wow. Okay, good stuff. At least for them, premarital counseling worked. What if you are married for more than 10 years, then you realize your hubby's dad was a witch doctor, and it's affecting you? What should I do? Can I quit or stay? Advice.
Yeah.
So, tuchukue simu mwingine moja, then tujibu zote harambe. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
Yes, Irene, I can hear you. Habari yako?
Nzuri.
Aya, what is your question or comment, Irene?
Nimekuwa in a relationship. But after 1 year, nikajua mboya ananicheza na alikuwa na mademu 5 hivi.
Ako na mademu 5?
Yeah.
Wewe ndio wa 6?
Yeah. But hakuwa niambia.
Okay.
Alikuwa tu ananiambia hana demu. Na tulikuwa tuone after 1.
So hamjaoana bado?
Yeah.
Okay. So sahi currently ako na mademu 5?
Saa sijui venye kulienda, tukakosana hivyo. But one day akanipigia simu akaniambia anaweza taka turudiane. Yeah, ili tuweze kuendelea na life.
Okay.
But nilishindwa. Nifanye nini? Ni accept ama
wewe unampenda?
Yeah, pia mimi bado nampenda.
Bado nampenda
Aya,
sawa Irene, asante sana. Acha tukujibu
Okay, sawa.
Watu wako na mashida hii Kenya.
Nyingi.
Diana is being taken for granted. Dr. Jane, what would you say?
Yeah, I'll tell Diana one thing. Number one reason why men will take you for granted, get a relationship, then dump you, is when you're too available for them. Don't be. In actual fact, I tell ladies, if they can be able to, don't give in to this man. He will marry you if you don't give in. Yes, clearly, as it is. But if you give in to all of them, why should you buy a cow whose milk you have already drunk? So what am I saying? What I'm saying is...
don't give your milk.
They will marry you.
Kazi ya maziwa.
They'll marry you.
Yeah. Okay. Irene, anasema chali madem 6, madem 5 rather. Sasa amerudi na anamwambia baby come. Afanye nini?
You see, you know there's something, you know, courting is a season when you are able to know the character of a human being.
Yes.
And now you've already seen, it is not even 1. It is 5.
Yeah.
So that means pia labda hawa walidiscover, kila mmoja alikuwa na discover kuna
wengine 5.
So wanamwacha. So labda amewachwa na wote, sasa amekujia kwa sababu ni webaki. Sasa you receive somebody who has a character of going for 5.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, you have to analyze very carefully whether this person is coming to you because of being genuine or being left. But I feel so much that he's after you because he has been left. And so you are the last option.
Okay.
You know, ni kama ile inatoka the last thing.
Yes.
So you're not the most important.
Okay.
You're actually the one who is available.
Last resort.
Lakini amewachwa na wale wengine wote, kwa hivyo anaweza concentrate na wewe. But the moment you'll be given attention, and discover there is something, or maybe he starts dating you, then the other ones now
also
come back. He might go away. So I tell you, you are playing around with fire, and it could really burn you.
Hey, there's this lady rather, anasema discovered the hubby is her father is a witch. You know, this is 10 years into marriage. Hey,
and it's affecting them. You know, some of these things are perceived and imagined. I want to say yes, there is witchcraft. We don't deny that even as pastors. we do not deny that there is witchcraft and that there are witches who practice that craft. However, I also know that you can be protected and you can be safe. She has not told us how she's feeling affected by it over 10 years. You don't quit a marriage. I believe she goes perhaps to a religious center somewhere. She should see the leader of that religious center and let them pray.
Okay.
And yes, and again I say, let her also take the precaution and cover her children. And also not to put everything, to blame everything on witchcraft. Africans will love blaming what we do not want to handle on witchcraft. Yeah,
diseases, finances, poverty.
Even a black cat that was just going
Baba yako andula ametuma paka.
And there are cats that were born black.
Yeah.
Okay, there's nothing they could do about their color. And so I want to tell her also, change your mind and your perception about your problems, your situations, and see a counselor.
Well, Pastor Jamal, I'd like to hear your comment on this one. I mean, umekaa na bwana, these are some of the things nilikuwa nakwambia. Hata mimi siwezi introduce demu yangu kwa wazazi ambao najua wako na uganga. Hapo ude marantoroka. Na mimi sitaki anaanza kusambazia mademu. Unajua hii dunia siku hizi imekuwa global village. Aseme, "Hey mbuvi, wazazi wake, my friend." So ude mafanyaje sasa?
You see, he didn't get married to the father. And if the guy is good, he's treating her well, he's doing everything well, the witchcraft probably is not even affecting them. It's only that she discovered. Kwa sababu hajasema hiyo uchawi mwasumbua. Amesema I discovered my father was a witch.
No, I think in that text alisema it's affecting them.
Yeah.
No, or she thinks it's affecting them.
Maybe it's affecting her of the reality of knowing. But at the same time, how long are you going to run away from issues?
Yeah.
Because there are people who are married and their parents are not witches, but they can create hell.
Yeah.
There are men who create hell for their in-laws.
Maybe for this lady, watoto wameanza kugonjeka. Every time akienda ushago wanarudi wamegonjeka. Kidogo kidogo maybe akienda kuona ama akitumia baba yake father-in-law kama 500 anasota. Anasema hii pesa ni kurogo merogwa sasa. Mimi akiapply mahali na baba ajue application inaanguka. Unajua maybe she's thinking mzee ananiroga sasa, he is against me.
And you see the thing is you can have, as Dr. Jane said, your connection with God will determine whether things will affect you.
Right.
Because witchcraft should not affect you if you are deep in God. And that should not make, because can you imagine, this is a young man who married you. He probably even didn't know. You know, most parents will not show their kids that they are witches. Yeah. Unless they want you to inherit the witchcraft. Now the thing is, this is a guy who is also probably affected. And now you leave him in the middle of everything. Now even if you run away, you carry their blood. True. So that means if you don't deal with the witchcraft now, it can also affect you when you're far away. Yeah. So the thing is, be strong, be prayerful, and deal with the issues as they come. Then and work on the principles. You know, there are principles. Marriage is a principle. Yes. It's like driving a car. If you keep on blaming that you're falling to the ditch because at barabara imeinama hivi, you know how to handle that road. Handle your marriage with wisdom, and that man will not affect your relationship with your man.
Hi, let's take another WhatsApp message as well. We're loving the feedback, but let us know your name and, of course, where you're watching us from. Would appreciate that bit of information. Hi, twende kazi. Hey, my husband does not want to work. He is a drunkard and lazy. I want to quit the marriage. How can you advise me? These are some of the things, Dr. Jane, you really can't know if before you marry someone.
No, I keep saying.
Ngoja kuna ingine. Tuone ingine. Hello, good morning. What is the minimum or maximum time for courtship? Sawa.
Yeah, I keep saying this. Understand the person very well before you get married to them. Yes. When you get married and they begin to change, get to know the root of their character shift. The root of him now being lazy, perhaps, and drunkard, I want to rule out other things. It could be, perhaps he has lost his job. He has gotten into a depression. And you know, when men get into a depression, they don't work. Or the other thing, he's gone to alcohol because he's trying to flee from the reality. So it's important to know the root. But if when you married him, he was drinking, then don't complain because it's just escalated it the next step. You knew it and you accepted it. But if it is an acquired behavior while you're already dating, it means it's something that shook him so deep. Okay. And as a wise wife, you're able to dig into that heart, know the situation, and with love, fix it.
Okay.
And he'll stop.
What is the minimum, maximum period of courtship? I remember umesema at least date someone for a year. They cannot fake things for a year. Is there a maximum?
I usually say, hata ukiangalia companies, they give a probation period.
Yeah.
You know that's courtship. They are courting up with you. They are looking whether you can work hard or you can. At least I say, know that person not less than 6 months. But 1 year would be very adequate. But again, you can't date for 5 years. 5 years, that means either that man does not know what he wants, because you can't date somebody for 5 years and he has a problem in decision making. So I would say if a maximum period.
So the inability to decide when to get married is actually a problem. It's a decision making problem.
Yeah, that's showing that he's looking at you and he doesn't know whether to marry you. And even when you get married, you'll have issues in decision making. He may not be a bad person, but at the end of the day, you'll see a lot of delays in probably doing something because he was not able to make a decision quickly.
Yeah.
So I would say at least a minimum period of 1 year.
Okay.
You'll have known a lot.
All right.
But a maximum, don't take more than 2.
Okay. Before you say I do.
Before you say I do.
Okay. Hata kama ni mchawi. Okay. Tuangalie WhatsApp kidogo. Kama kuna wachawi pia tungependa kujua mwaganga pande gani. Hello, I'm enjoying my favorite program. There's this friend of mine who believes that she can change her fiancé who has no morals. She's about to get herself into much trouble. Please advise her before it happens. And she's watching the show. This is Angela from Nairutia in Nyeri, sorry.
She's already courting with fire. And I want to tell every lady, because so many of them keep saying, I know this guy is not fine. When I marry him, you know, the infatuation gives you hallucinations.
Yes.
When I marry him, he will be coming home. He'll stop calling all this. He'll stop chatting them. He'll be in love with me. Mature, my friend. He's not behaving well right now. He'll not behave well that time.
I wish Angela had told us what kind of behaviors she has seen in this gentleman.
Actually, the man behaves the best while you're courting.
Yes.
So if what the friend is saying is the best, and already from the best she's so dissatisfied that she's hoping one day to change him, please quit.
And when she says morals, because she's trying to change the fiancé's morals.
That means he's not a straight guy.
Does it mean that he's promiscuous? Is he a drunkard? Is he a drug dealer? Is he a devil worshipper? Mganga?
Now, especially in our setup, as ladies, morals is about promiscuity.
Okay.
The rest is too hard English. It's simply just promiscuity.
Jamaa anataka tu kuonja ndio sasa akimaliza kuonja hapa akiingia hapa ni muenjoy mpaka mwisho bila kuonja.
So she's hoping to change. Just I want to talk to the lady if you're listening. You'll get into such a hard marriage because nobody has an ability or a capability to change an adult. If life has not changed him this far, don't expect that you will be the catalyst of change. You'd rather give up. God has a better person for you. Be patient. Don't act desperate. And don't compete for him.
Dr. Julius, morals za ujamaa si zinaweza change kama ni kamlevi zikanaweza acha pombe. Kama ni mtu kanapenda tu mademdem hivi kuingia shimo zote sitafika tu mali achoke nazo ama namna gani?
You see what happens if you reward bad behavior, it will escalate.
Okay.
So by the time you are seeing that he's so immoral, he's cheating on you even before you're married.
Yes.
And then you get married to him, he will see like you rewarded that bad behavior. And so he will not have an issue. Listen, you accepted me the way I was. So why should I change?
But this lady obviously is in love. Ukimefika mahali mpaka best yake anamwambia, my dear. Wacha na umzae.
You see love. You need what we call confusion.
Wamependana. How do you tell someone to just leave their boyfriend or girlfriend?
No, now, there is what we call a friends. You know, iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
She's being a good buddy. You tell your buddy the truth. Now, if she's watching, let her decide. either experience will teach her or what you are, or mentorship, because you either learn from mentors or from experience. And experience, the danger about it is that you will have injuries that you may never recover from.
Because I'm sure now they are probably in the marriage process in terms of now setting up the marriage. They have done the counseling, rurasho zimefanywa, mang'ombe zimepelekwa, mambuzi zimepelekwa, watu wametoka hii pande moja wakaenda ingine kama ni Nyeri, Nyeri pia wametoka Nyeri kama ni Kitui, wamekuja Kitui. People have done all this, money has been spent. Dr. Jane, how do you go back and tell your parents, kale kademo say, ama kale kachali, pole niliwapeleka all the way to Nyeri, ama pole niliwapeleka all the way to Kisumu, but it's not what
I always say, better divorce before marriage, if there's such a term, than divorce after marriage. Now, I want to say something, Buvi.
Yeah.
This lady could be so deeply infatuated. They say that the frontal lobe, you know, the part of the brain that thinks, for a lady, it doesn't flow well. Blood does not flow well.
Okay.
When you think about this person for the first 8 to 10 months, let her give herself another 1 year. She'll be ready, her eyes will be open.
And even if movie wamelipa kila kitu. It's like
hizo ngombe unajua kuzitoa Kisumu mpaka Nyeri unajua.
Ni sawa tu, lakini sasa unajua marriage ni kama ndege. When you've taken off, either you arrive where you're going or you crash.
True.
Now assuming wambue hii ndege imeanza kushika moto. Lakini unasema bado acha to insist. Even if it is a minute before you take the flight. And you can see there is something wrong with that plane, you'll not get in.
True.
Now you are watching and seeing your guy, he's doing crazy things, and tomorrow you're getting married. You'd rather walk away from that day because it will save you a lifetime of heartache.
Guys, we've come to the end of the show. Unfortunately. But me hapo kwa hizo morals ningependa kujua. But anyway, thank you very much guys for coming through. As always, a pleasure to have you here. And to you, the audience, thank you very much for watching this show and of course for interacting with us. We shall be back tomorrow, Friday, bright and early, with the entire team. Jeff Mote and Shiko Kaitani, of course, itakuangani moto. However, do not go too far because Shiko is coming up next with the Daily Brief. If you'd like to reach out to Pastor and Jane and Julius, of course, let us know. We shall definitely share those contacts. Until tomorrow, it's been real. Hasta la vista.